away for a little. So I'm trying to make a video that I can share with clients so that they don't feel that nothing to do on the way. Okay, so let's actually start on the horse. I'm just gonna feel all 10 fingers into the mat and our knees. We're just gonna take a nice kind of circular motion. And whatever shows up as for you and your body, I know that your experience, whatever it wants to experience. We like to use movement as an exploration here, so it's not like we're ever change direction. We're not trying to achieve a particular shape. We're just using this as an opportunity to be in our bodies, to experience our physical sensations. As you probably overheard in the tail end of that stress workshop, is a big part of stress management, which we're also here for. And then we're going to come to the center here. I want a nice flat back. You're going to cross your 10 fingers and your arms are straight. And then I want you to actually glide your shoulder blades together. Your arms stay straight when you do this. So it's like your rib cage is sliding down and your shoulder blades squeeze. Yeah, exactly. Then push the floor away, your shoulder blades come apart. Ribs go down, shoulder blades come together. Press away, shoulder blades come apart. Yep. We slide down and we feel that glide. And there we go. And push them apart. Yep. Want to feel movement of the shoulder blades. Yeah, you can keep the rest of your spine still here. And glide, glide, glide. And push away. So your joint of your shoulder to your rib cage, you and my hands. Yep. Is not a fixed joint like the shoulder are, but it is a joint of sorts, and it has a rotator cuff muscle to keep it in place. But we want to have good mobility in the shoulder joint, the scapula joint, just like we do in the other joint. Okay, that's a lot on our hands. So go ahead and drop back into a child's pose. You're going to rest with on your forearms, bring your head down to your hands. We're going to do some hip circles, bring your right foot right up to the ceiling in a donkey kick type fashion. If this feels bad, don't forget you always have a sponge you can put under your knee. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to find as much circle as we can. So we're going to bring the knee into the elbow and then down. So you're coming up with the knee. It's not really a circle, it's sort of a lopsided shape. Out to the side and down, up with the knee, out to the side and down, up with the knee, out to the side and down. Extra if you want to focus on kind of tucking your tail, drawing your belly button in. But mostly we want to open up the hips, because if we're having low back pain discomfort, a lot of times the hips are kind of implicated. Then change directions. Now your knee goes to your nose. You open up to the outside and then rotate around so your kneecap faces the wall behind you. Knee to nose to the outside, rotate around, knee points straight back like a pointer dog. And 3 more. And like this is kind of surprisingly challenging, 2. Moving that load of the leg from your center is hard work. We're going to switch sides. Now that right knee is down, your left knee comes up. We turn the right knee to the outside, pull it into the elbow, and then down. Lift up, pull to the outside, to the face, and down. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And then reverse direction, knee to the nose, out to the side, rotate through. 4 more, knee to the nose, out to the side, rotate through. 3 more, we're almost there. Use that breath. 2 more. Last one. And then come back into any kind of recovery pose feels good to you. If it feels good to separate the knees, press back into child's pose. If you prefer something else, go into that. Lauren, your nails match your mat. Yeah, it's very nice. It's like, where did the hands go?
Action, my watch matches my hands.
Everyone's gonna come up and face me. We're gonna go into mermaid pose. I'm gonna have your right knee forward. And your and then, yeah, tuck your tail and release. So, yeah, so all we're trying to do here is we kind of, again, and we're trying to shift the pelvis forward and back. That's very large. Yeah, need to be big. Yeah. Mostly we're trying to kind of visualize things and the pelvis just kind of broad it down. Forward and again, we're moving with our side of our hip work here. You're gonna pick up the back. And it can be very small. Or it could be more. If you're doing, you want to try to find more challenge for yourself. You can to this, really trying to be lifted. Also, okay, who wants to be. And then one, two. And then our mermaid stretch, your right hand out. You can stop here, you know, on the floor. If it feels even better, you can go to the elbow. And I want you to send that opposite sitting bone down and reach into your side line. Then you can come up center. And then we take the corner step where we reach up out of our seat and exhale the other way. We have a lot of tightness in the lateral lines because we tend to live forward backwards. So a lot of times we can release tension elsewhere just by working on the side. Exhale as we come to the side, elbow or hand is fine. Maybe think about breathing in and visualizing your ribcage expanding up. And then up to the other way. And then the third and final time, we'll take that reach. Feel that lengthening inside, all the way from your top armpit is your hip. And then you see. Then for here, forward fold of any kind. So you can come straight over the middle of your shin. You can twist more towards your knee, like that feels like a more meaningful place to go for you. Just kind of experiment with it, feels good. Whatever it is, the breath is your power here. We want to breathe in through the nose, get that parasympathetic nervous system going. And then exhale out. We want to walk away from this experience feeling lengthened, strong, and relaxed. All the way up. Let's switch those knees. Here we go. Now it's going to feel like a different body because our hips are not completely symmetrical. So we're going to have a little rock and just kind of see how that experience is for us. And you can definitely, if it feels better, to be on the straight. Center. And then we're going to work out. And maybe 1, 2, 3. But on the other side, we're just going to use that foot. Seems like talking. And then pick up that foot. Like that. I know, it's something that I didn't. That's the judge. Yeah, I mean, if you see it, I mean. On the side of either hand or elbow, whichever feels more meaningful to you. And then set up as a sitting bow down kind of and yank on the side body, breathe into your rhythm. Now. And then come on. And all of that. And then third and final, we're gonna reach. And then you're gonna fold yourself forward. You can see anything longer that feels good, just allow your body to fold and melt. And then turn and you guys can face each other. I think it works well in the room and kind of facing the center there. We're gonna bring the hands behind the thighs. We're gonna go into our half roll back or sitting up really tall. And so this is where you might decide you would like a ball behind your back. So as you start to tuck your tail, as you round back, you may find that a little bit of support underneath the low back feels good. Exhale up. You could of course do this with a pillow or something too. Tuck tail. And so in between your hip bones is the very base of your spine, which is your sacrum. It's a fused set of vertebrae, and they connect together with your lumbar spine. So there's like kind of a hinge at the lumbar and sacrum. What we're trying to do is find that hinge and get the sacrum to rest into the floor. And it should be sort of like a massage, even though you're having to do a lot of work to do it. You have a lot of nerve endings in your sacrum, and so it can be kind of nice to have that massage there. And then if it feels available to you, you're gonna go ahead and roll yourself all the way down to your back. Keeping your knees bent, your head's gonna rest. We're gonna switch the knees side to side. Just kind of get acclimated to the hips being in the floor here. And then we're gonna take one knee, pick it up. Second knee is joins it. And you want to make sure your hip bones are really even in the floor. Arms to the ceiling. We're gonna do your dead bug. So first thing we do in the dead bug is we squeeze out any air between the rib cage and the floor. So it's like a ziplock bag. You gotta push the air out with the bottom of your ribs. Then we take one arm and one leg and reach them away from each other with a big long breath. Exhale, bring it in. Again, other side, inhale, reach. And so you're adding low to your spine, really low, but you're adding less low to your spine if you're kind of right on. So I definitely don't want to go so low that you lose your section between your ribs and your floor. And the floor, because that's basically undermining the purpose of this exercise, which is to get stable in your core. And keeping with the breath of an inhale to reach, exhale to bring it in. Inhale to reach, exhale to bring it in. One more each side. Good, and then go into your recovery pose of choice. So you have a few choices. You can take your knees to your chest and maybe circle them. You can plant your feet wide and then do kind of a rotation of one knee in. Sometimes if you get really pinchy in your hips, this is a nice way to release that. Or if you're just like, I want to play dead, that's also fine. You'll be able to come back to that whenever you like. Let's take our first bridge of the day here. We'll bend the knees and do the feet flat. And then remember that sacral motion, your tail, so that you feel that from the sacrum rubbing, rolling on the floor up. And then we articulate through the spine, all the way up to wherever feels safe. So if you're in a bridge position right now and your back is firing up, I want you to drop towards the floor a little bit because it means you've gone too high, at least for the time being. And then take a breath at the top. Use your exhale and melt down through your spine. So I like to think of bubble wrap. So like I'm trying to pop the bubble wrap all the way down through my back. So I'm really pushing with one bone at a time. And there's, maybe parts of the spine that come down in a troop together. That's okay. Tip your tailbone away into a slight arch of your back. And then reverse and peel up. You're bringing your scorpion, bringing your stinger tail up to the ceiling, rolling up off the bubble wrap to your, lower mid ribs. Take a breath in, use your exhale, pop the bubble wrap down. It's very satisfying. I like imagining that I have this satisfying pop as I come down. And the feet are really anchored. We release the tail away. Again, peeling all the way up, rolling up through the spine, bone by bone, leaving off the bubble wrap. Someone comes in and gives you a fresh set. It's very satisfying. Here we go. Pop, all the way down. Good. We're going to work our roll up here. And so there's many different levels of the roll up. So first you can start with bent knees and you maybe slide into like a wider bent knee. So your feet are a little bit farther away. Fingertips to the ceiling. And we're going to take an inhale to curl up and prepare. And you're kind of almost like parallel with your thighs. Exhale, come all the way up. And you sit up tall. Maybe even your feet. Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And then it's actually really common to lift your feet. Yeah. And then if you want to slide your feet away a little bit and you want to try to come down, tucking your tail. Again, we're trying to pop that bubble wrap from bottom to top, all the way down. And rest your head. And then you can kind of work with, maybe I want to walk my feet a little farther away. Maybe I take my heels in, inhale, curl up and look. You really want to tuck that tail, okay? So we want to start with that tucked tail. And you have to reach your forearms forward, your arms forward. So we have to kind of peel the shoulder blades off. And then we come up, and then maybe you can also try with straight legs. Challenging for most people. I'm really tight this morning, so you'll probably see my legs come up. To be very honest with you, arms to ears. Inhale, curl up and look at the feet. Exhale all the way up and take your reach. Any variation of those things is totally acceptable and still Pilates. So you're going to keep going down in whichever form you've chosen, trying to feel that bubble wrap feeling as you come down, lining the whole spine up, maybe getting longer, arms to the ears. We kind of peel the ribs off and reach the shoulder blades. Use the powerful exhale to come all the way up. Just two more, any variation. Try to use it as a massage and not as a, means of berating ourselves for trying to do something harder. Nice, you guys. And then this last one, we're gonna actually come all the way down and we're gonna stay down. Good. And rest your arms by your side because we're going to get ready for single leg circle. So bring your right knee to your chest and you're going to circle it around. So it's just like a passive movement here, which means we're stirring the thigh. And then we change directions. Sometimes it feels good to just let your leg be like limp and kind of use your own muscle or someone else's muscles to move you. And then take the opposite hand across. And you're going to try to go into a twist here. any amount of twisting looking away from your knee. Let this be a chance to also just check in with your low back muscles. We tend to hold like tightness and guarding there. Maybe we can just relax a little bit around the tail. So we're just trying to open up all the muscles that attach to the pelvis so that we can have a very successful hip circle. Resting back onto your back. Now we're going to grab onto the back of the thigh, straighten your leg to the ceiling. This is our hamstring stretch. Now you can make this low, you can kind of hold halfway. If you're very mobile and maybe you're grabbing higher, it really doesn't matter. Whatever's a stretch for you. And then if none of that feels accessible, I have straps on the wall and you can also grab and pull back from the strap. Quite flexible. Okay, arms by your side. I want you to take this foot and you're going to draw a circle. Okay, we're going to go across, down, and then use your exhale to come up to 12 and 5. It does not need to be big. I only want it to be as big as you can keep your hips still. I like to imagine that I'm on a raft or floating in a pool or maybe on a paddleboard, and I don't want to tip. So I'm keeping those hips really still. Exhale and bring it up. Trying to keep the tension to only the minimum necessary to do the work. Next, we come up to 12 and we're going to change direction. We go up to the outside now. Down, exhale and up. Down, exhale and up. 3. And 4. And 5. Good. You're going to hold it here, either in a bent knee or a straight leg, hands behind the head. We curl up and pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest all the way down. Reach your arms away from your foot. Big long stretch. Good. Time to do the other side. You're going to grab your leg. Yeah. Feel free to avail yourself of any props. And circle your leg. And again, we're trying not to use the leg muscles to do this. Really use your arm muscles to move the leg. So the leg can feel kind of limp. Good. And change directions. Onto the outside. And twist across. And look the other way if it feels good. Now we're opening up all the muscles that attach to the outside of the pelvis. Next, we're going to take your hamstrings. Can I help you, friend? Would you like a wider release?
Yeah.
You're kind of like, okay. And then flex and point your foot. Holding on anywhere you need. Okay, nice base of support by raising arms to the floor and keeping the shoulders wide. We go across, down and up. Same thing, I'm only making this as big as I can control from my hips. 3 with the exhale comes back to 12 o'clock. 2 and 1. And then back to the outside, exhale up. And 2. 3. 2 more. Remember on the last one, we're going to fold that leg there, come up onto the back of the head, little curl ups. Here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and reach everything apart. Reaching your fingertips and toes. How long can you be in your body? Just feel that decompression through the whole spine. We're going to get ready to move into the famous Pilates mat ab series. So a ball under the head can be really nice. It feels fatiguing to bring your head up in your hands. Otherwise, you can just hold your head in your hands, or you can just leave your head down on the floor, okay? All of those things are fine. We're gonna start with single leg stretch, so you're gonna pull one knee in and extend the other leg. Good, and again, you can do this here, you can rest on the ball. But the goal is to bring one knee as far in as you can, as you bring the other foot as far away. So it's really about the difference in those 2 points. It's not like a limp leg, it's a very energetic reach. So you can feel that hip lengthening, even as you're contracting on the other side. There's a lot of oppositional forces that we work with in the full bodies repertoire. Is everyone okay for temperature or are you getting hot? Okay. Getting hot, okay. Keep going. And then switch to double leg stretch, both knees out. Inhale. With your exhale, pull both knees in and squeeze them. Give yourself a nice stretch in your low back. Again, reach those legs open. Exhale, bring it in. Remember, just like before, the lower still, the more spine. This can be more work, but it also can be straight. Okay, so let's manage that. Yep. 3, 2, and then finally we go into scissor, which is with a straight leg, one going up and one going down. Again, hold as low as you like. You can just not hold it all and hold the head. You can even keep the head down and embrace the hands. All of these things are totally acceptable. If you like an extra stretch, you can pull it toward you and flex the ankle. Importantly, we're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth.
The straight leg ones are very hard on my back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they are. I think it's good to keep them small. Yep. Okay in that room.
So if you back that up, I have a little bit on both of this.
Okay. And then drop the knees down and give yourself a little rock side to side. Or whichever recovery pose you choose. From playing dead to hit windshield wipers. Another thing you can try when we go back to that. Put this wedge under your tail. And you get just like a little lift of this kind of work. Okay, it's some straight up. Got all kinds of toys in here and we're going to use this. With any of the actions, yeah. We're gonna take an interlude because I just think it's pure like punishment. Do all 5 in a row. So we're gonna put your heels in line with your sitting bones, shoulders wide, some bridging. So if I just look straight up. You're gonna take your heels and pull them, you reach your knees up your feet. Your legs. And let them stop. You can take a break at time, or if you too high, you might want your back, so just keep it small. You can also use those squishy balls underneath, so that you're taking some of the weight up, but not all of it. Keep your neck long. I just can see that keep the neck nice and long. We're gonna go for 2 more, and then we're gonna pulse to the top. Keeping the feet pressing, we're gonna pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hold, you're gonna roll up one heel. Tap and lift with one heel, lift at 8, 7. Again, we're playing with that, slight differentiation between the hips, which can help our nervous system remap our bodies. 3, 2. We are going to pulse at the top, of course. Pulsing, here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your left heel, lift your right, and tap and lift we go. Hopefully we're going to do enough bridging that you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for the ab series again. That's my goal here. 6, 7, Press up for 8, we pulse, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then of course, we're gonna lift both heels down, tap and lift. Keep raising the kneecaps over the feet. Keep tucking the tail as you come up.
2 pulls.
2 pulls.
Yes, I have thyroid issues.
Okay.
I'm not super cold. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Give 1 second. 3, 2, 1. Pick up the hips and pull. Little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and relax down and go into your recovery pose of choice. Okay, now to our abs area, you're gonna straighten your legs to the ceiling. They can be bent. Most importantly, your feet together. Good. For a lot. Rest on the ball. You're gonna reach your legs away, 1, 2, 3, and use your exhale to bring them back, 1, 2, 3. This does not need to be big. You can see even me, I'm doing a small range of motion here. Because the weight of my legs very quickly becomes a load on my core. And we want to keep this straight on. Keep that. And the final thing in our abs area is our crisscross. So we rotate one rib to the opposite knee, we roll through and we switch. And I want you to think about twisting, not so much with your elbows, but how high can you make that shoulder blade come off the mat? We're really trying to rotate here through our middle. If you can think about rotating around your spine as your axis. Two more each side. 2, 2, 1. And we did it. Go ahead and find your recovery of choice. Yeah. Let's keep to the back of the thighs, roll all the way up. Everyone is going to turn toward the door and line going towards sideways. So you're going to straight, use your bed, use a block or a ball underneath your head. Any of the things. Bend your bottom knee for stability and reach out your top leg. And we're just going to take a second to kind of find the right position. So the wrong position would be squishing your hip up into your armpit. Instead, I want you to think about squishing your underside hip into your armpit and making this top one really long. Okay. And then with that level of energy where we support from below, you're going to lift and lower that top leg. And we're breathing. And then you probably will notice if you put your hand right in the place where your leg bone meets your pelvis, there's like a little creasing that happens. And that's how we know we're successfully differentiating the leg bone from the hip bone, which is what we want. Sometimes we move the two together. And this is a way to prevent that, or just kind of focus on that. You're going to bring the leg behind you, like 45 degrees, like you're in a big skip. And you're going to lift to the ceiling. This gets into the upper glute fibers. The upper glute fibers sometimes underwork, causing low back pain. So we want to get upper glutes really healthy and strong. You're going to bend and we're going to bicycle. So you're pull your knee kind of right into 90 degrees, extend out forwards, and then sweep all the way through. And the fun part about this one is that we get to grab on the foot behind it that feels available and give yourself a nice little quad stretch. Woo. Don't get enough those nonetheless. And then relax, release, bend the knee forward, reach all the way out. Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. Hold on and stretch. 2 more, bring the knee in. Extend out. Reach long like you're trying to touch the wall below you. Stretch. And then the final one here, you're gonna bend it. Extend. All the way back and stretch. Okay, you're gonna bend the knee up. You're gonna remember that you want to have a connection of your core from below, so your long hip. Face. Circle. Really important muscles for walk. Both of us are walk. And then we're gonna to heel. Knee to knee. Heel to heel. Rotate all the way in. All the way out. Breathe more, all the way in. All the way out. All the way in. All the way out, good. And then step that foot back. So it's kind of behind the other one. And you can just let it be relaxed. And then you're gonna straighten the front leg out. At kind of a 45-degree angle. I want you to flex and lift that leg to the ceiling. And down. And lift. And down, good. It's kind of subtle, but this is mostly an inner thigh exercise. Two more. You're gonna get to the top. Hold. You're gonna lift another inch. Hold. And then you're gonna pull to the very top here for a second. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And let's roll onto our stomachs. So you're gonna take a nice little rock side to side of your hip bones. Rest your head on your hands. Bring your heels together and your toes apart. So your knees are out a little bit. And so you're bent your knees to the ceiling. A little froggy position. Yeah. So from here, you're gonna squeeze your glutes and imagine that you're covering your knees up in that. Now, if I do this, no one really sees it. But I know I can feel the lift. And then release the weight down. Again, pressing the pubic bone, squeezing and lifting. And release. Squeeze and lift. And release. Three more. Good, one, you're gonna hold at the top for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten your legs all the way to keep your heels together. So your legs are kind of still slightly covering off the mat, and you're gonna click your heels together like I can't, I wish I was home or what's Dorothy say? Click, click, click. Right, click. There's no place like, oh, thank you. Click those heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and drop your legs down. Make your arms into an E shape, or bend your right knee and point your toe. This is your scorpion stinger. Okay, we're gonna do scorpion. Your left leg stays basically connected to the mat, but you're gonna pick up the right leg and you're gonna try to sting your neighbor to the left. Or don't really sting them, but imagine you're stinging to the left. Another hip opener, and then down. Rest that leg, bend the other knee, point your stinger up and over. Like a nice rotation from your pelvis. Yeah, you can let your pelvis come up on the left side, guys. Yeah, I want to see a little bit more twist. Good, and down. Bend the right knee. Lift the knee up, point your stinger. Your left hip stays connected, but your right hip comes up. Yep, back down. Bend your left knee, point, twist and sting. Good, one more each side. Right knee, pick up, twist and sting. And left knee, bend, pick up, twist and sting. Good, back to center. We're gonna rest those hands right in front of the shoulders. And then we're gonna go into our extension, which is our swan. So you're gonna press, you can put it right in front of your shoulders, actually. You're gonna lift head and heart off the mat. And this is like, if you do yoga, this is very close to like your. But we're gonna keep going, push with the hands, only to the amount that feels safe in your back. And one of the ways we do that is we kind of tuck the tail and pull the belly button in, so ultimately you're not feeling like a pinch in your lumbar. And then all the way down. If you want more extension, bring your hands closer to you. If you want to stay lower, you bring your hands farther away. We inhale. Filling up your ribs like a balloon so that you can float off the floor, weightless. Exhale down. And inhale, feeling up the nose. Rolling up the spine. Drawing in the core. And roll all the way down. And last one, feeling all the way up. Inhale. We spend a lot of time trying to recover our backs and bend over position, but we need to balance with this extensions. Way down. And then go ahead and take maybe either an off-water tailback or all the way into something like a child's pose, whatever your body feels like it's craving. Maybe it's like a mobile child's pose. It could be like a sway. A nice swaying motion is great for the nervous system. It kind of releases tension. Feet still facing, your head. And rest on your arm in either a bent position, your bottom is bent, and then again, keep that top leg. We're gonna do the wrong position, we're gonna squeeze between the top rib and the head. And then we're gonna find a lengthening and a squeeze below of the rib and head. So we feel really supported from below. And here we go, lift and lower. Remember to breathe. It's the only thing that you actually have to do while you're here. And we're feeling that breathe where the hip is being still and the leg bone is moving independently. How we work those really small stabilizing muscles of the hip joint that keep us strong and safe. Good, and then you're going to cover, bring it back 45 degrees behind you, like you're jumping into a big skip, and you're gonna lift and lower here, changing that convection into your upper glute fibers. Bicycle down. You're gonna extend out, and then feel that nice sweeping back and grab. It's a little harder. There we go. Woo. And find that quad stretch. And then 3 more like that. Bend the end. Reach out, sweep where you can touch the wall or below you. Bend back and hold. More. Steering. 4. And extend, sweep all the way through. Grab on. And then 5 minutes, keep moving out. We find that we're at towards the end and we cover this top knee with the bottom knee. circle. Nothing else is moving, just that leg. So hard, again, we're making those small muscles hold the weight of the leg. We change direction. Yeah. And 5. And then 6. And then you're gonna plant your bent knee back behind your leg. You're gonna reach and flex the front leg, and we're gonna lift and down. You may even find that kind of your lower abdominals get involved here. But we exhale to lift. Yeah, no, when you press up to the very top, we're gonna flex that ankle. We're gonna lift up and go higher. Pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Release all the way down. You're gonna hook onto your stomach again, facing this way, and you're going to take your hands to your ribs, press yourself up. We're in a slightly, we're in a bent knee here. I'm like actually in front of my knees. I'm on my thighs. And I'm gonna go into some push-ups. Okay, we can do this. Here we go. 10, 9. Use that power. 8, 7. Push your whole arm. 6. Yes, and 5. We're more than halfway there. We've got 4. And 3. And 2. And it's 1. Good. Come all the way up, and I actually want you to spin your knees around, facing forward. Back to our original position, yeah. So we're gonna do our spine stretch. A lot of times if you have tight hamstrings or tight hips, sitting up without a block feels kind of icky. So if you're sitting here and you're like, DK, this is icky, just put a block or 2 underneath the hips. And we're gonna reach shoulders, arms shoulder height rather. And just bring yourself up out of your seat, pressing down the backs of the legs, you lengthen up. Big inhale like someone has you by the wrist. And then exhale, press on the air like it's heavy, get tall, tall, tall out of your seat. We're gonna find all the spine that we can before we go into our fold, so that it's a safe, supported fold from our core. Here's our third one and final one, inhale. Now with the exhale, we come up like someone has those wrists again, but then we're like a wave crashing up onto the ocean, round and forward, all the way up, inhale. We don't want to sink into it. We want to pull the core in, reach up and over. Feel that back stretch supported from your abdominals. Lift up, inhale. Exhale, up and over, folding. Finally, the last one, lift up. And folding. We place the hand closest to the back wall, so the floor. Reach the opposite arm up. Pushing again up out of that seat, you're going to lengthen first, and then you're going to let yourself drape over into a side bend. Bring that left arm, or sorry, the upper arm forward. Let the shoulder blade follow. Let the head follow. Feel that stretch across your back. Then lift the arm, lift the shoulder, lift the head, come up through center. Other way, now the hand towards me is on the floor. Push down, lift up out of the opposite hand. We go lengthen and exhale, stretch on that whole side. We let the arm go forward. You'll feel that pull under the shoulder blade. Let it follow into a twist down. The arm leads back up. And then we let the arm drop. And that's what brings us back into center. Again, press the arm away, down, up and over, exhale. Filling up with air again, exhale, drop the arm forward, let the shoulder blade follow, head follow. We reverse, arm comes back up. And then let the arm coming down be the thing that brings you back in alignment last time. Press down with your hand towards me, up and over, exhale. We take that reaching of the arm forward, twisting through, feel that stretch across the ribs. Bring it all the way back through center. Arm comes up and over towards the wall and it brings you back to your middle. We're gonna open the legs as wide as our mat, wider. For your saw. I think we have room to put arms out, is that true, without banging each other? Okay. So you're sitting up on your sitting bones. The first thing we're gonna do is just twist towards the knee. You're gonna twist, 2, 3, and come center. And you can stay with this if this just feels kind of the amount that's good for you. Or you can add a dive. I'm gonna actually physically stop my pinky toe up. Let me go. Always in 3s, and up. Rotate through. Yeah, and you can take your twist, like bring your arms close. It feels good. You're gonna whack. And 3, and up. Other way. Good, one more each side. And come through center. And good, all the way up. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up in some twisting. How are we doing? Or not twisting, stretching, sorry. Roll all the way down. You're like, you just twisted.
Ankle on top of your right thigh. If it feels good to you, pull it toward you. Take a breath. And then my personal favorite is actually to drop it down and bring it into more of like a cross-legged position, and you can take your opposite hand on top. And then just let the whole thing rotate across your body. Now, you can always slide a block under your butt if it feels like it's too much twist on your back. And then maybe look the opposite way and just get that nice shoulder to knee twist.
If you're having a hard time finding the stretch, try to squeeze the oblique of the opposite side. So the one that's on the floor, try to close the rib and hip together and you should find more.
And then uncross your legs, take a nice switch moment here again, just settling the body back into center and the nervous system back to a nice happy place. And then we're gonna bring the right ankle up onto the left thigh. You can pull it in if that feels good to you. Easy cross-legged position. Yourself to use grab to your benefit here for a little stretch. You're going to try to close the rib and hip of the side that's on the floor to get more of a stretch, maybe look opposite direction. You can support your feet with a block. You can also decide if it's not for you and do something else. Take some deep breaths as that increase your feeling resistance. And then uncross the legs, come back to center and take that swish, swish, swish. And then you're going to take your knees and we're going to go a little gentle rocking motion. And then if it feels like you need to come all the way up, we're going to roll right up. And then you can take any kind of seated position or kneeling position or feels good. And we're just going to seal this session today with a little just inward reflection and some shoulder rolls. So you're going to take, I like to visualize that I'm picking up all the tension from the week and squeezing it up into my ears, reaching behind me and dropping it off in the past with my exhale. Pick it up like a suitcase, squeeze up into the ears. If it doesn't serve us anymore, we exhale, drop it off behind. And one more time, anything lingering, pick it up.
Inhale, squeeze, exhale, let it just drift off behind you on the wind. And then we pull in nothing but positive energy and gratitude for this investment in our bodies today. And exhale anything remaining that we do not need. And that's class. Thank you so much for your patience. I know today was a little bit, we just got really into our conversation in our workshop this morning, so I really appreciate you guys being this great. Yeah, so I have, if you want to spray down, feel free. You're using one of my mats. I can also spray it down with the challenge and everything. There's towels and stuff. And yeah, any questions? These can just go back. Yeah, wherever they were. Yeah, where is the? Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, in the corner. It's fine. Utility wedge. That's been uses. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what do I use to clean the mat?
The spray bottle right next to them. Yeah.
Okay, and this is cloth.
Yeah.
So much.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks,
Just like plans.
You have virtual labs too, right?
Yeah, so basically it takes place, like if you were to sign in virtually, you would just be looking at that screen basically.
Yeah.
So I always offer it at the same time.